But at 86 years old, Thomas Jefferson was too frail to travel. And so he sat down and he wrote words. And he sent those words to be read at that 50th anniversary. Thomas Jefferson actually died on July 4th. But he had sent his last official words, which were read. And we're blessed in our congregation to have Priscilla Davis as one of our prayer chaplains and her husband, Staff Sergeant Wayne Davis. And so I ask you to listen to this beautiful excerpt from Thomas Jefferson, 1826.
May the Declaration of Independence be to the world what I believe it will be. To some part sooner, to others later, but finally to all. The signal of arousing men to burst the chains under which muckish ignorance and superstitious has persuaded them to bind themselves and to assume the blessings and security of self-government. That form of government which we have substituted restores the free right to the unbounded exercise of reason and freedom of opinion. All eyes are opening to the rights of men. The general spread of the light of science has already laid open to every view the palpable truth. The mass of mankind has not been born with saddles on their backs, nor a favorite few booted and spurred, ready to ride legitimately by the grace of God. These are grounds of hope for others. For ourselves, let the annual return of this day forever refresh our recognition of these rights and the undiminished devotion to them.
The Declaration of Independence says, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. In 1776, when this declaration was put into effect, the most compelling reason was because a group of people, 13 colonies, wanted to be free from Great Britain. And yet that same internal desire that was leading them to be free caused them to write something that said, we believe that all men are created equal, and that all men and women have these certain unalienable God-given rights for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Now, at the time that was written, all men were not created equal. Amen? Slavery was going on in our country. Women were not allowed to vote. Wayne Davis would never have been allowed to serve in the military. And the women could not have voted. But as a country, when a group of people do the best they can at the time, what happens is this ideal of freedom literally became a declaration, a written desire. And from that, it became guiding principles and a practice. And from that, those words, little by little by little by little, became reality and are continuing to become a reality. It is still very much a document, an idea that unfolds among us. And we awaken to greater and greater and greater levels of freedom as we realize how we're enslaving parts of our world, our country, our people, and ourselves. It's all of us have ideas that are grand, and we can hold wonderful spiritual truths and ideas and personal values, but being able to practice those every day. Does anybody beside me have a little bridge between what I know to be true and what I can actually live to be true every single day? Turn to your neighbor and say, congratulations, you're human. Congratulations, you're a human spiritual being. We are all a work of heart. Our goal as spiritual beings is also, there's that realm of potential. We know that we are the likeness and image of God. We're not becoming it, we already are it. If we're not made of all that God is, what in the world are we made of? But in our minds, our awareness, we have the capacity to act like something else. Have you ever acted like a jerk? Or something that starts with a B? Or an A, you know? Just pick, you know. Sure we do. So we're all individually and collectively waking up to really live what we already know is true. And it is a process. Just like 235 years later, we still have not lived up to the Declaration of Independence, but have we made strides? Yes, huge strides. And are we making more? Yes, thank God, every day we make more. And in your lifetime, I promise you that you have made some strides. Someone recently said that, you know, when you're on the path of your own soul's journey, you can walk a step and walk a step, but those times that you fall down, guess what happened? You just took 5 or 6 feet out there. Those big fall on your face moments sometimes get us further down the path than those step by step by step. So would you like to know the key to life? There was a spiritual aspirant who wanted to know the key to life and how to be spiritually liberated. And so he heard of a great master teacher, and he traveled to that master teacher and he said, "Master, would you please tell me the key to life, the truth, and what is this key to spiritual freedom?" And the master said, "I will gladly tell you. The key to life is one, and the way is the practice of kindness." And the student said, "Yeah, I know that. Tell me what something else. What is the key?" And so he heard about another teacher who was having amazing results in another village. And so he traveled far to that village. And he found that teacher and he said, "Teacher, teacher, please tell me. I'll do anything. Tell me, what is the key to life? And how do I have spiritual liberation?" And the teacher said, "Do you really want to know?" And he said, "Yes." He said, "The key to life is one. And the way to spiritual liberation is the practice of kindness." And he said, yeah, I already know that." And so finally he heard of this tough taskmaster who really would tell you the truth. But he made the long journey to this tough taskmaster and he said, "Master, I have come a long distance. Would you please tell me what is the key to life and to spiritual awakening?" And he said, "Do you really, really want to know?" "Yes, I want to know. The key to life is one, and the way is the practice of kindness." He said, "I already know that. I thought that you would really tell me what it was." And the master stepped back and I said, "I see you're really serious about this. You really want to discover this." And he said, "Yes, I'll do anything, anything." He said, "No, you won't want to do what I ask you to do." He said, "Master, I will do anything." He said, "What I require will require 7 years of your life devoted to this task which you will not like." He said, "Just tell me, I'll do it." And he said, "Fine. You will be the buffalo tender. That means you clean up the buffalo dung and you take care of the buffalo for the next 7 years." And he fell to his knees and said, "I'll gladly do it," to learn the key to life and the way to spiritual realization. For 7 long years, day in and day out, he picked up buffalo dung, he took care of the buffalo, and finally, 7 years later, he went back to the master and said, "Master, I have completed it. Would you please tell me?" He said, "I'll gladly tell you. The secret is, the key to life is oneness, and the way is the practice of kindness." And the man fell to his knees and burst into tears, and he said it's like the heavens burst open, and he got it. And he wept, and he was overjoyed. And after he sort of came back to himself, he stood up and he said, "Master, you did not tell me anything that you did not tell me 7 years ago. What is the difference?" He said, 7 years ago, you were stupid and full of yourself.